Everybody, one more time for Rehan Choudhry. Come on.
It was that irrational anger. It was that all-consuming, irrational anger that is just so selfish. It's like getting all dressed up on a Saturday night, ready to go out, ready to party, ready to have the night of my life. And at the first bar, my roommate does a bunch of shots, gets sick, and I have to spend the rest of the night holding her hair back while she throws up. And it ruined my night. That was my night. It was all about me. It was that feeling that I felt as I was running across my campus and into my friend Robin's dorm room. And I screamed out at her, "Robin, I'm fucking sick of it. Jill's in the hospital again. She's checked herself into the fucking hospital again." This is the third time this year, the third time that we've had to jump up and snap to her attention. I'm supposed to be in a study class right now. We've got exams in 2 weeks. Robin looked at me and said, "Rehan, we've got to be patient with her. Until we know what's going on, we have to be patient." And I said, "Robin, I've had enough with being patient. She wasn't always like this." I remember meeting Jill freshman year. I remember the first day of school, she was walking down the hallway of our dorm room. And you saw her from across the hall because she had this glow, she had this confidence. And as she reached out and shook my hand, it was the first time that I'd ever seen anyone know exactly what they wanted to be. She knew what classes she wanted to take. She knew who she wanted to be, what she wanted to be, and she had this edge to her. She had this indie edge to her that was so cool and made you drawn to her. And we've been best friends. Robin, she is my best friend. Robin, I am her best friend. And I don't understand why she just can't see that life is beautiful and get over it. Jill was released from the hospital 2 days later. And the thing with depression is that you're not healed. It's not like having a heart attack. You don't go into the hospital, get surgery, come out, and you're healthy. She carried it for years, and there were more hospital stays, and there were more incidents. There was just more and more, and it wasn't until 7 years later that I really got a glimpse into what was going on. It wasn't until 7 years later that she told me what was really happening. It was a Saturday afternoon when I finally got on the phone with her. She'd spent weeks trying to schedule the call, which was so unlike her. For our relationship, that was so unlike her. So when I got on the phone with her, she small talked for 20 minutes, and I knew something was up, so I just played along. And we chatted, and 20 minutes went by, and she got quiet. And she said, "Rehan, I've got something to tell you. And I'm really nervous about it, and I don't know how to say it." And I said, "Jill, you're my best friend. You can tell me anything. Just tell me." So Jill took a deep breath, and she said the words. She said, "Rehan, I'm gay." So I wait 15 seconds. 15 seconds. I mean, that was 5 seconds. So imagine 15 seconds on the other side of the phone before she finally has a chance to just go, "Rehan, are you still there?" And I go, "Have you tried taking medication for this?" And she goes, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, I've read some research that they've seen a lot of success with certain ointments and creams." And she burst into tears laughing. And she goes, "Rehan, how long have you known And I go, Jill, you've been my best friend for 11 years now. I think I've always known. So we spent the next hour just talking, and we're laughing, and she's telling me everything that's gone on for the last 11 years. And when we hang up, I feel so great about the call because walls have been torn down between us. I feel so great about the call because now there's opportunity. It's like a Hollywood moment. You know the Hollywood moments, we grew up with it. It's like at the end of a Disney movie when the fair maiden, who's been the fairest maiden of them all, the entire movie, goes through her dramatic retransformation, and the birds and the bees and the fairies come out of the forest and change her into the princess. And she gets on her horse and she starts riding to the castle. And she's riding as fast as she can because at the castle is her, well, in this case, it's her Princess Charming. And as she's riding and riding, she's going through the village, and friends and family are coming out from the doors of all the buildings, and they're cheering her on, and they're excited for her. And then all of a sudden, the fairy tale fades away. Because I've just finished the call, and I've realized that I'm now getting overwhelmed with sadness and regret. I think about all the things that I said over the years. I think about all the things that I did over the years or didn't do. And I keep thinking about it. And I think about my friendship with her in college, and if we were at a bar and some guy attacked her, I would have jumped in and beaten the shit out of him without hesitation. So why was it that every time she checked herself into a hospital to protect herself from attacking herself, I blamed her? And it wasn't always like that. I mean, over the years after college, there were times that we hung out and had a great time. She would come visit me. And it was like we were in college again, and we were great friends all over again. And I would try to visit her. I really would. But she didn't make it easy. And the times that I did go visit her, it was like I was stepping into a world that I wasn't welcomed in. It felt like there was a bubble that she had created around her that I was stepping into. It was like going to a high school reunion for a school that I didn't go to. And everyone in the room is like, hey, glad you're having a good time, but what the fuck are you doing here? It's amazing. But and I remember when I'd get there. I remember one moment we were out with her friends in her world. We were at a dive bar. And we were doing shots of Jameson, and we were drinking beers. And we were with our friends, and we were having a good time, but there was just a stickiness. There was this awkward feeling that you feel. There's this awkward feeling you feel when I don't know if you've ever been through this, but you go to your buddy's house, and they're like 10 of your friends, and they all know something. They all know that your girlfriend the night before hooked up with some other dude, and they're keeping the secret from you, and they're orchestrating the secret from you, and while you don't know what they're thinking about, you know something's wrong. And it's sticky, and it feels weird. So I did the only thing that I know how to do. It's the only thing that I know how to do. I did more shots, and I served more beers, and I told more jokes. And I tried to mask the uncomfortableness with humor and fun. And now in hindsight, I look back, and all I was doing was creating a bigger gap between us. The gap between us is growing further and further apart. And I still think about those moments. And I think about something insensitive that I may have said, and I think about a joke that I may have told, and I think about the times that other people may have said something, and I didn't jump to her side, that I didn't defend her. I think about that, but then I realize that it's not the mid-90s. This isn't an exercise in political correctness. This isn't an exercise in saying what people need to hear at the time they need to hear it, like sitting at the dinner table and saying, we don't talk about politics. It's inappropriate. So you go home and you have your beliefs and you think about that's not how we support people. That was the mid-90s way of supporting people. In today's world, we have to fundamentally rethink the way we support each other. I'll say that again. In today's world, we need to fundamentally rethink the way we support each other. And we have good conversations now. We talk all the time, and we have good conversations, and there are questions that I want to ask her. I want to know what kind of girls she likes. I want to know what gay bars are like. I want to know what she does day to day, and I want to know what her life is like. But then I'm worried because I think she's going to react badly, and I think she's going to get mad at me, and she's going to remember these horrible and sensitive things that I may or may not have said over the years. And I think about these moments. I think about a moment 4 years ago where I told a joke at a party, and the whole time I'm forgetting that she's right here. And I need to stop and I need to look at her. And I need to say, Jill, what kind of girls do you like? Have you been dating? What are gay bars like? What is your life like? And are you still mad about something I may have said? Because I'm still sorry. I'm still sorry. And like I said, we do have good conversations. We really do. Because in a way, I've got a whole new best friend. And it's amazing. I get to ask her questions, and I get to spend time with her, and we get to know each other all over again. It's like the time she told me that she's never been in love. That she's never been in love, and she wants to fall in love. And she tells me that she feels like she's a teenager all over again, and she feels a sense of excitement. And I know what that's like, because I've been in love. I have. I fell in love when I was a teenager. I remember her. Her name was Sarah. She was this beautiful girl. She had long red hair and bright blue eyes. And I remember the first time I went up to her and professed my love, I remember going up to her and saying, Sarah, I really, really, really like you. And I remember her looking back at me and smiling slightly and going, Rehan, I really, really, really like Brian. And I remember being so heartbroken because Brian was a dick. But I get to have those conversations with her. I get to have those conversations with her all over again. And sure, there are going to be moments where we're uncomfortable. Sure there are. There are always moments where we're going to be uncomfortable. This time, I'm going to let Jill know that I'm right here. And I can't wait for it.